So this sketchbook has spanned about a year, and I want to show you a flip through. So I didn't actually date the exact time of year, but I hadn't done any art for a really long time, and naturally, as you do, I just went straight for gouache. I don't recommend that for someone who has a fear of ruining a sketchbook, but that was the whole point of challenging myself to finish an entire sketchbook all the way through without being afraid of the results or what it might look like, or putting pressure on myself to make something perfect every time. A lot of these pieces have their issues. Some are amazing and I'm happy with, like this one. Some less so, like this one that was a piece based on what zodiac would have what stationery. Obviously Pisces got glitter gel pens. This was another challenge that I did. A lot of these are challenges or like things to get me drawing and doing more in different materials. So this was a Pokemon challenge where you take 2 different Pokemon to make a new one. Then this was an event I went to, and some of these things are quite spread out. There's a couple of days where I will draw constantly and others where like there's a few weeks between each of these. So this was my first attempt of drawing with Ohuhu alcohol markers. Not the right paper for it, but good to do. A pencil drawing as well, that's still life with different types of glue and a little glow in the dark skull. A challenge I never went back to. And another challenge that I actually did finish called Inchy that I only heard about this year. Again, trying to do more alcohol marker stuff, not the paper for it. So I used actual alcohol marker paper here and just stuck it in over the top of Miku in Wii U pajamas. And this is my zine that I created, and I did post a copy to the Glasgow Zine Library. The end of the Inchy challenge as well. And you can see when a lot of these things are, because you can tell what was going viral at the time, because I am chronically online. So this was the meteor, when the goose like looked at the meteor showers and everything. So you can tell when this was because it's whatever was viral at the time, because I am slightly chronically online. So this was the meteor shower where all of the geese even looked up, and I drew this, and I think the owner of the farm actually liked this video. Some My Little Pony characters. So we've got Chi from Chobits, Usagi, Sailor Moon, Miku obviously, and that one meme of that little scrunkly guy that went round on Twitter. Some Baby Bell cheese. I don't think that is actually true, but it was fun to draw anyway. And I drew these for my friend's wedding. They got married last year, this year. Time blurs into one, and this is all just 24, 25. So I drew them some magic cards. The Dream Tiger that also went viral. And then this is when Dungeon Meshi came out, so I had to draw them obviously because they're so cute. And the Morn Wizard was also going viral on TikTok, and I felt like he would lead them on a nefarious adventure at some point, so he just had to be stuck in just in there. Another Miku, just in a mixture of coloured pencils, I think. Unfinished alcohol marker food art that I got kind of intimidated by. Again, people being like, hey, draw this character. So here he is, but I was also watching Beastars at the same time, so Louis. Also Hell of a Boss and Has Been Hotel infiltrated my brain, as you can see here. And I also watched the entirety of Gravity Falls for the first time, so here is my page on that. I really want to do some more Gravity Falls themed art. I love the idea of doing some characters and interacting in different environments. Mudeng also became a star, and this was me testing some not so great acrylic markers, which led me to buy better ones. Oh, we've skipped a page. A painting I've never done. It is a painting idea that I've had for a while. I'm hoping to do it at some point. I've never really been much of a painter. This was Halloween Flash that I did finish digitally. Some tattoo designs and trying out a ballpoint pen in a tattoo machine, which was interesting. I also watched Suzume, which is a cute film. I did enjoy it. And I also started watching My Hero Academia, so here's some characters from that. A surprise plan of things that I'm going to be doing at some point when I have time. It's an idea of something. And then we reached the Arcane section, which we have some Jinx fan art and some Vi fan art, because they have to go on opposite pages, obviously. A little collage, and these are just some prints of some artwork I did a really long time ago. And then Love Nikki brought out a new game called Infinity Nikki, and then promptly broke my heart with what they did to the game. But this was just some sketching of that. Some characters for something that hasn't really come of anything yet. And then this was just, I had some spare time, was somewhere where I had access to paper. So here was some doodles. And again, more Hell of a Boss, Has Been Hotel Universe character fan art. And this was an entry to a My Sims competition. And this was an entry to a My Sims competition that I didn't finish in time, so I did not win. But that is Candy from My Sims. Again, alcohol marker on proper paper. Then I bought some acrylic markers, like I was saying. This was my first piece with them. Kind of hate it. Second piece, however, I love the effect. It's so graphic. It almost looks printed. And then doing some free run fan art, because I adore this show and I'm so glad it's come back for season 2 in the same sort of style. Dan to Dan also came out at the same time, and I really like the line work and proportions on this piece. It took a really long time, but I'm quite happy with it. I know it's not coloured, but I don't really want to ruin it. You know the feeling. I might trace it and come back to it, maybe in my new sketchbook. Some more testing of some ballpoint pen cartridges and some dot work pieces for my brief resurgence into the tattoo era, which is now over. This was also from the same era as was this, but that's nothing. But this She-Ra design I'm really quite happy with. I think it came out beautifully with the shading and everything. I do love that one. Some more testing values, trying to push them. Some Apothecary Diary stuff, leaves. And then this was when the anglerfish went viral, so tested up how to render some water, drew her as a mermaid, and sketched straight with pen to draw an anglerfish. Why do they kind of look like that though? You know, like, look at that face. Why do they look like that though, you know? But still, so that was what was happening at the time. Then some Pinterest girlies in ballpoint pen, and I also watched Invincible, so used ballpoint pen to test out some figure drawings and some fighting poses, which was really fun, and then just coloured in with alcohol markers over the top. More drawing straight with pen, but this was a new set of fine liners that I wanted to test. This was a character prompt generator that I don't remember what it was. I should have written it down really. Just some more drawing with ballpoint pen, and then this was my Invincible Cecil eating McDonald's in the same pose as Karl Lagerfeld from that one Dazed interview, if you've seen that photo. Character design from Spilled Ink. I really liked that character that they made in one of their recent episodes, but really felt like they needed a different outfit, so I updated the outfit for that character. And this was a review of some pens. If you follow me on TikTok or Shorts, you will have seen that. Then I'd moved house and only had access to a gel pen and a highlighter, and just kind of wanted to just do something. So here's my little fan art, plus some little spheres I added later. Another painting idea that I have and have easels for, but haven't got the confidence to paint yet. I will get there. And then this was another testing up pens, so using different little red pandas for each pen type, and more testing out acrylic markers. I think you can see improvement over this entire sketchbook, which is what I'm really happy with, especially with some of these later pieces, particularly this one, which is Dante from Devil May Cry, using 2 colours to create light and shadow. And I think using 2 colours to create light and shadow, which I think worked out really well. Something I did in an art meet, which I really enjoy going to. Some more acrylic marker strawberries. And then I watched Overlord, but I drew this at a slight angle, so her proportions are slightly off. But that was a good show. I did enjoy it. Because I wasn't happy with the proportions, I went back and did some cubes, because you should always study as well as drawing the fun things. The fun things, I think, keep you going and give you something to draw, but occasionally go back and study. That's what I would say anyway. But it doesn't mean you can't practice anatomy with like a billion Mikus if that's what you really want to draw, you know, because that's what I would do. Then this was a challenge where you had 3 different materials all in the same colour. I chose pink and did an illustration, and as an added reference, I did this in a cafe in the middle of Costa with no reference, because why not? I'm kind of happy with it though. I think it came out quite well. I started watching Pokemon Horizons, and so here is my little Sprigatito all in coloured pencil. I wanted to try and get that effect of light filtering down through leaves. This is my first attempt at it. I don't think I have that many colours, and I didn't do layering or anything to change the colours, so I'd like to do that one again or something similar. Then I did an online thing, and these are the last couple of pages actually, and it was an online live event with the Good Ship illustration, and they're like an online adult learning social media platform for illustrations and illustrators. And it was stick week, where you had to draw with a stick, and I drew a 3D printed boat, which then inspired me to draw the boat with the stick and add a million Mickeys on it. And that is the final page in my sketchbook, the entire one. This is such a feat for me. Like, I have always been the kind of person who would never thought I would have finished an entire sketchbook, so I'm really happy to show you guys this one. And the next one will be just alcohol marker based, I think, but I will also have like another random sketchbook for other things as well.